Amaya Papaya finally got her flowers! She finally knows how America feels about her, and I am so happy. Oh, and Ace and Taylor know that America thinks they suck. So that was also very satisfying. But let's start from the very beginning. This is Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 27. The mailbox challenge just ended. The guys and the girls are separately debriefing. I think it was hilarious that Alandria was trying to give Clark advice about Taylor and how he isn't trustworthy and how she should be careful. She kept telling her, Clark, you gotta open your eyes, okay? Keep your eyes open them up.
He has no backbone. Taylor can be done with you in a split second. Clark, I'm telling you, open up.
Alandria, it took you 3 whole weeks to open up your eyes. Now, I'm sure it didn't help that all the other girls were telling her that her connection with Taylor was so strong, but there were way too many instances where it was so painfully obvious that he wasn't into her or that he couldn't give her what she wanted. But she just kept holding on, and even when she almost got eliminated, she said herself that she was done with Taylor, she was going to close that chapter, but then she came back to the villa and went right back to him. Anyway, I think Alandria and Clark are in completely different situations with Taylor because Taylor didn't actually like Alandria, whereas he actually likes Clark. And it was just a little cringy that she was trying to give Clark advice after she went back to Taylor so many times and then ultimately got dumped. The convo switches over to Grayson, and they're trying to figure out who wrote that postcard about how Pepe doesn't like Grayson as much as he liked Hannah. And the girls collectively think that that was such a shitty postcard to write, and whoever wrote this postcard is a pussy-ass biatch. And later we find out that it was Huda. Huda is off to the side. She's kind of not really interacting with the rest of the girls because she's super upset at that challenge. She feels like nobody had her back and that she can't trust anyone. And right now, she just doesn't want to talk to anyone.
I've had a really emotional night.
I know.
And I really don't want to talk to anybody.
Now, the guys are talking about Amaya. Nick advises Nick, with a K, to shut the fuck up next time Amaya's in that emotional state because nothing positive will come out of it if he argues with her. And Austin's like, yeah, she is the problem. And Pepe's like, yeah, but when someone's already in that defensive state, like, just shut up and let them ride it out. And I'm like, thank you, Pepe. Papa Pepe, thank you so much. I love you.
When somebody's already like in that defense mechanism, it's just shut up and let them ride it out.
Alandria tells Shelly that the Taylor chapter is officially closed. Yeah, that's what she said last time. But this time it's really over because he ended it. Now, Shelly doesn't really understand what Ace wants because he would plan all these little special dates for her, which she loved, but then he still wants to be open. And so obviously she's going to explore things with Chris, and now he's upset that she explored? What is she supposed to do? It's nighttime, everybody's getting ready for bed, and according to Andreina, Huda was slamming the cabinet doors and the drawers.
She was
Huda gets in bed with Chris and she whispers to him that she was the one who wrote the postcard to Pepe about how obvious it is that he liked Hannah way more than Grayson. She doesn't understand why the girls are so upset about that. The next morning, Huda is still in a bad mood. She eats breakfast alone in the speakeasy, and then we learn that the only couples that didn't get any criticism about them were Iris and TJ and Nick and Sierra. Pepe then tells TJ that Iris is the most badass girl in the villa. Next scene. Huda and Alandria chat. Alandria wants to know why Huda pursued Chris if she keeps saying that she's a girl's girl, and Huda says it's because I'm single, and Chris is single, we are both single, I don't believe that I did anything wrong. I am also looking for a connection, and everybody was yelling at me yesterday and no one had my back. Alandria then apologizes for outing her kiss with Chris and that she wants to be there for Huda.
And I'm sitting here by myself, just no one's having my back.
I do truly value our friendship, and I don't want you to feel like that ever.
Zach and Amaya have a chat, and she tells him she was disappointed how instead of giving her some kind of support while she was getting attacked by Ace and Austin, he actually added to the attack. And then he tells her that he kissed her during Casa Amor when he didn't really want to kiss her, but he did it anyway. And then he goes on to say how that was a mistake because if he had said no, he would have made his boundaries more clear. Amaya is offended. She's like, what? Who the heck are you? Like, why are you doing this? And she gets really upset.
I didn't want to kiss you, but I just did. That was the wrong decision, kissing you at that time.
What?
And I just want to note that this conversation was edited so weird because one minute she has sunglasses on her head and the next minute she doesn't. They go on and off and on and off throughout their conversation.
You're an extremely odd individual, and I do not want to fucking talk to you ever again.
Well, I guess that's the end of Amaya and Zach. Pepe and Grayson have a chat. She wants to know if Pepe is in it or not. Does he want to continue this with her, or is he still stuck on Hannah? And he tells her, I'm sorry, I really tried to get there with you, but I just don't feel the spark.
For whatever reason, I don't know why I can't.
Now, I saw some people criticizing Grayson, like, why do you keep begging for him when he doesn't want you? But I think I know where she's coming from. I feel like she's disappointed that he didn't even want to try and, like, stick by her for a little bit to see if something could evolve. Like, yeah, the chemistry with Hannah was instant, but now he's expecting that same instant spark right away with Grayson. But what if, with Grayson, it's something that builds over time instead of hitting all at once? So she's just sad that he won't stick around long enough to find out. Or like Amaya said, you gotta water the seed and see if it blooms into a beautiful flower or not. But he doesn't want to keep watering it. He just wants to pluck it out and throw it away.
He just ended it. He just ended it. Like, I'm just...
Chris and Huda have a chat about how he used to play the saxophone as a kid. And then Amaya and Brian have a chat. She tells him, I really appreciate you for standing up for me in the mailbox challenge. And he goes, of course.
I was like, that's like Hispanic culture. Like, so yeah, that's when I was like, nah, I definitely want to like say something.
Oh my God. I would love for them to get together. I think this could be a very cute pair. Ooh. He tells her that she has qualities that he looks for in a woman and he likes her passion. And she goes, thank you. I feel the same way about you. And they're laughing and they're giggling a lot. Oh my God. I want this to happen so bad. Next scene is of Huda and Shelly. Shelly says that she was annoyed with the whole Ace thing and then the Chris thing added onto it.
I think one thing that bothered me a lot was like to keep throwing that, but this is for you.
Huda says, but it was also for you. I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I wanted to bring him back to the villa for me and for you. Now, this is what I think happened regarding Shelly. And this is just my opinion, okay? You do not have to agree. I think Shelly thought Chris was going to chase her and pursue her, and she was hoping that Ace was going to see that and get jealous and want to close things off with Shelly. She's probably used to guys throwing themselves at her. So to have Huda dance with Ace like that and to end up losing Chris, I think that was a lot for her. I think it was too much. She didn't know how to handle it, and she couldn't help but to be mad at Huda.
I do apologize for that, and that's something like it really hurt that I hurt you.
Before I felt like some of it was a little bit malicious, but having the conversation is just like I see her mind and her heart.
Bling, they get a text. It's time to find out what America really thinks of you in a challenge called Burst Your Bubble. I think this challenge was what replaced a Twitter challenge, which sucks. So, on the Love Island app, they put up several polls in different categories, ranking the Islanders from most to least. Now, Ace is very excited going into this challenge because he knows he's going to kill it. Since he's so loved on TikTok and on social media, obviously America's going to love him too, right?
Man, I'm feeling great. This is the first time I'm finna have a conversation with America. I feel like I've been doing good.
So the boys go first. America was asked to rank the boys from most to least genuine. So first the guys rank among themselves and then the girls fix it according to what they think is right, and whoever is standing in the most bubble gets a confetti balloon popped on top of them, and whoever is standing in the least bubble gets a slime balloon popped on top of them. Now, I'm not going to go over every single little detail, but for the most to least genuine, this is how America voted. Pepe was number 1, so he was the most genuine. Next is Chris, Zach. Speaking of Zach, the show when it airs is about 1 to 2 days behind. So when we voted for Zach, it was because he was paired with Amaya and he showed genuine interest. That is the only reason why. If the votes were to truly happen in real time, he would have definitely been towards the least genuine. But because this voting took place 2 days prior, when he was still with Amaya and giving her interest and making her giddy and happy, that's why we voted him one of the most genuine.
Zach.
America, I love you.
Ace ended up being almost last, and you guys, he was so shocked. He was surprised, he was confused, he definitely got humbled, and whoo, it was so satisfying.
9th is Ace.
Next is rank from most to least to being the best boyfriend material. I just have to mention for a second that the girl Islanders ranked Ace as the best boyfriend material. Okay, so here's how America ranked them. First, Pepe, then Chris, Nick, Elan, Zach, Brian, TJ. Ace ended up in 8th place. And again, Ace and Shelly are so shocked. They're confused. They're like, what? I thought we were going to be America's favorite. And then the bottom two are Austin and Taylor. Next is the girls' turn. Rank the girls from most to least trustworthy. The most trusted is Amaya Papaya.
Amaya.
I always keep shit real.
And you want to know who else was shocked? Ace. Yeah, he was like, what? I wasn't expecting that.
That wasn't in my parlay.
That wasn't your parlay?
The next poll is most to least genuine. And the first place again is Amaya Papaya. Oh, I was so happy for her again.
Obviously, it's been a little bit rocky in the beginning, especially.
And then it was Iris, Alandria, Grayson, Huda, Jaden, Sierra, Andreina, Shelly, and Clark.
How do you feel about being in 9th place?
I mean, I'm surprised.
Damn, Shelly was almost last place. She was definitely surprised. You could tell that Ace and Austin were so surprised by Amaya's popularity and how she's loved by America, and also very shocked that Shelly is not so popular by America. And I also think Sierra was also very shocked that she wasn't America's sweetheart, because I noticed she looked so sad and disappointed during the whole challenge. Also, I noticed that we barely got any Sierra confessionals either, which is unusual because they always shove Sierra down our throat. She's consistently one of the main narrators, so I was shocked that we barely saw her and Nick. And yes, I am aware of what's going on regarding Sierra, and I'm going to save that for the very end of the video regarding her and her current cancellation. Let me just get through the recap first. Next, Ariana is going to reveal the 3 least favorite girls and 3 least favorite boys by America, which will leave them all vulnerable to getting dumped from the island. So the least favorite girls are Grayson, Jaden, and Andreina. The least favorite boys are Austin, TJ, and Taylor.
Your fellow Islanders can say just one.
So the safe Islanders, one by one, have to stand next to the vulnerable Islander that they want to save. Clark saves Taylor. Ira saves TJ. Brian walks past Andreina and saves Jaden. Ouch. Pepe walks past Grayson to save Taylor. Elan saves Grayson. Alandria saves Austin. Huda saves Andreina. Chris saves Jaden. Zach saves TJ. Amaya saves Andreina. Shelly saves Andreina. Nick saves Taylor. Ace saves Taylor. So at this point, Taylor has 4. Andreina has 3. And the very last Islander left to vote is Sierra. Is she going to follow the girls, abide by girl code, and also follow what she preached so much about saving the Islander who hasn't had a chance yet to make a connection, blah, 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 and save Andreina? Because to me, that would be the obvious Sierra choice, right? That she would save Andreina. But no, she saves Taylor. The guy who hurt her bestie, Alandria? The guy who has had 2 amazing connections already, like Hannah has, and therefore she voted off? She chose to save Taylor? How does that make sense, according to her logic? Her decision only makes sense from a gameplay perspective, because if she saves Taylor and Clark, who are clearly the least popular couple, and this challenge just confirmed that, then she and Nick are almost guaranteed to beat them in the finale. So Taylor gets saved, and the people getting dumped are Austin, TJ, Jaden, Grayson, and Andreina. Austin tells Amaya to keep being her and that he loves that about her. Are you freaking kidding me?
I love that you're always you. Keep being you. Don't let anybody knock it down.
It's giving phony. It's giving fake. It's giving get the fuck out of my villa. Thanks. And I swear Zach better not switch up after this challenge. We're going to get him out as soon as we can. Trust and believe. I'm so happy with this dumping because we needed that. There were way too many people. None of them were connecting anyway. And we got an official end date of this season. It is July 13th. That is only a week away. We only have a week left and there are no couples aside from Nick and Sierra, but I don't like them. Everything about the season was such a disappointment so far. And I'm actually happy now, thinking back, that Hannah and Jeremiah went home when they did and that they didn't come back because the villa sucks. And that's the recap for episode 27. I'll most likely post the episode 28 tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish editing it today. So yeah, that's that. And I'm gonna end this video with Sierra. Now, if you didn't know, a social media post from last year from Sierra resurfaced where she said that she was getting Botox because her eyes tend to get, quote, chinky. Now, I saw a few comments saying that they were very disappointed that I hadn't addressed this sooner, and I hear you, but I hope you hear me too. As an Asian person, that word brings up so much pain and trauma, and it just wasn't something that I wanted to talk about the second I saw it. I needed time to be in the right headspace to think about it, because like I said, it brings up a lot of bad memories. If you didn't know that the word chink or chinky or ching chong or any of those, it is a slur. I'm going to tell you right now, it is. And I've learned from this whole debacle that a lot of people didn't know it was a slur. Okay? But if you didn't know, then, it's not your fault. But now you know. If you Google it, the first thing that pops up is chink is an ethnic slur used to refer to a person of Chinese or East Asian descent. Another thing I've learned from all of this is that a lot of people didn't know that it was a slur. I've also seen a lot of people say that that word is just so casual in their community and they use it like not meaning any harm. But knowing this now, I would hope that you would just stop using that word. And look, if you didn't know, you didn't know. But now you do. So don't use it. If you know it's deeply offensive and you still choose to use it, that's on you. Like, no one can stop you. You do you, but understand that that word carries heavy, painful history for East Asian people, and choosing to use it anyway, I don't understand it because I wouldn't do that. But that's just my opinion. Now, as for Sierra, I don't know if she's racist. There's a difference between using a slur out of ignorance versus using it knowing exactly what it means. And I don't know what her intentions were. And I don't know what Sierra knew or didn't know. She's in the villa right now. She has no clue that any of this is even happening. And ultimately, I think she deserves a chance to come out, see what's going on, explain, and hopefully learn from this. This could have been a genuine mistake, and I believe that people deserve the chance to learn and grow from them. And that's just my opinion. That's how I honestly feel about this. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences down in the comments, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Goodbye.